Wednesday wonders. I am wondering about Wednesday. I used to hate Wednesdays. Very strong word, hate. But I did. It was the worst day for me. Things always went wrong on a Wednesday, and I wonder if you can imagine how often Wednesday became a really interesting day when I thought of it that way. Wednesday has the potential to be like any other day. Neither good nor bad. It's what we make of it. It's also known as the hump day. It's an interesting thing to imagine. But it's all got to do with the bell curve. Going up the hill, reaching the peak of the hill, and then coming back down again. So if we think of, as this is imagined, a 5-day week, and Monday is the initial beginning of the path. This is Red Riding Hood leaving her mother's house. And then we're getting up to Wednesday, which is the peak of the 5-day week. And that would be Red Riding Hood actually getting to meet the wolf and understand what her job is at this point in time. And understand that perhaps she's been dawdling and twiddling her thumbs and singing and going along the way, not realising the potential for interesting learnings that are lying ahead. Then she gets over the brow of the hill and goes down towards Grandma's house and the end of her initiatory path. Now, thinking of the week, our normal working week, as an initiation, and a path of initiation, a journey, perhaps we could see more potential in it. We can lose potential by being vegetative, binging on Netflix or other series providers, binging on anything like food because we're bored and it's there. What else is there to do? But we have so many different choices around us for what we can do. We have this facility at the moment where I'm hoping that you're going to be taking some of this up and actually using it. Because the potential that is here now for me is to actually reach you and get you to understand that stress doesn't have to be off the wall. Stress can be what it's supposed to be, which is a danger signal, which is part of our normal survival mode, and it can stay in its place. Or we can take it out and play with it and actually give it its head and let the days run away with us while we are in a state of high dudgeon and really not getting anything done, just worrying and worrying and worrying ourselves into oblivion, if we're lucky. We can lose the potential. We've been speaking about these eggs of potential. We can lose them. We can misplace them. We can allow them to rot. We forget about them. Somehow we allow the trappings of daily life and worries that are beyond our control, really, to get in the way of what we can be doing with ourselves. And Socrates, I think it was, said that a life unexamined is a life unlived. Something like that anyway. And really, it's not about pondering and contemplating your navel about what happened before. Oh, well, the glory days when we were doing this and we were doing that. We all do that because actually that's us reminding ourselves that we are able to fulfill potential in many ways. And just because we've got older and we did it then doesn't mean that potential has stopped. No. Potential is an ever-flowing river. And we can dip our feet into it anytime we want to. Potential is the golden goose that lays those golden eggs that we can pick up and we can make something of. We can incubate them and we can hatch them and we can watch those ideas grow. But how do we do it? How do we get up off of our malaise our chaise longue of malaise and apathy? How do we move? Well, first of all, you have to want to. You have to recognise and wake up now to the idea that this situation that you find yourself in, whether it be lockdown or just a general being stuck anywhere, anytime, is a wall that we're actually creating ourselves. It's almost like it's a mirror wall, because you're looking at yourself and you're going, oh, I don't like the look of this. I'm just going to shut my eyes and just hope it goes away. Or we look at our reflection and we berate the reflection for, look what you've done. How could you do this? What kind of mess are we in now? Is that going to do you any good? How about looking at the reflection right in the eye and saying, we're loved, we matter, we're worthy, and we can do things. We have talents, we have skills. Let's see how we can make them work as resources to bring new potentials to light, to hatch new promise every day. But we can start with one thing. Now, there are many ways to get through this. Get through this wall, smash that mirror, get in or walk inside the mirror like Alice through the looking glass and discover the amazing things behind it. It might sound woo-woo and esoteric, as someone said this morning, about something similar but not the same. Actually, we are wired for woo-woo and esoteric because we are spiritual beings as well as we are physical, mental and emotional. We are spiritual. Whether you believe in a God or not. If you're an atheist, you believe in atheism. It's a belief. So you can believe yourself into potential. Sounds easy, but it does take a little bit of work, that 4-letter word again. Allow yourself to open your universal mind to the idea that you would like to notice things that are going to spark your interest, things that are going to tickle your curiosity, things that are going to allow you to see where potential can be. Is that woo-woo enough for you? Because you are an amazing being. Your universal mind is totally connected to everything. And it's in that area where ideas just drop into place. But your universal mind, once it's given a directive, will go and seek out the ones that you want to drop into place. And please don't call it coincidence. Because that just, not that word, because it's been used badly. Coincidence doesn't mean something that's just off the cuff and not to be recognised for what it is. There's a hyphen in there, or at least there used to be. So it's co, as in two, coming together, the beginning of a couple, the beginning of more than one. Company, co. Then hyphen, then incidents. So an incident, a singular incident, is nothing at all, but actually it can have more import on your life than a coincidence because of the way we believe coincidence is meant now. Coincidence is two or more incidents happening at the same time that would never normally happen together. Now that makes it big woo-woo and big esoteric in its way. So why not try synchronicity instead? Being synchronous with your surroundings, being in flow. Now we've talked about breathing, we've talked about wish boxes and blessings boxes, we've been talking about a whole lot of things, and it all comes to sparking the idea of the potential of change in your mood, in your anxiety levels, in the way that you have of controlling what's going on in your personal space. And that's not just in the space that's around you, but the space that's inside you. Use meditation. And if you don't know what it is, look up the app Calm. I've got some meditative tracks that you can use. I'll even make one for you if you get in touch with me and ask me. We can have a chat about it. There are so many different ways that we can fulfill potential. There are even more ways that we can actually recognize it, seek it out, and inspire ourselves to take it. We can embody ourselves and begin to be in time, not out of it, not away from it, not buying it, not pushing it, but being in it. And that's truly being in the flow. And when we're in the flow, well, it's amazing what can happen. So wonder about your ideas of potential. Wonder about how you can be sabotaging that, and wonder why you would choose to do that now, when you could choose now to do something different entirely. You could be choosing to make something, to try something different, to learn something different, just for fun. Get a set of paints or pastels or a bit of plasticine and start using your hands and just fumble about for a while. Have fun. But one of the best ways of getting into flow and being in time, being part of the bigger aspect, understanding that your universal mind is something that you are really, really part of, and it is a part of you, is getting into the garden. And if you haven't got a garden, a window box or a planter on your kitchen window, and planting some seeds, some herbs, some watercress even. Growing seeds, you see the whole metaphor for potential. You take some earth which looks like there's nothing there. It's dirt. You have to wash it off because it makes you dirty. But actually you put a seed in it. And that seed coories in and gets itself comfy. And then a root appears. Because the seed is being nourished by the earth. And then that root becomes another root, and another, and another. And then a sprout appears. And that sprout finds its way towards the sun. It's fulfilling its potential. It's making its way. It's taking its way through the dirt, up, breaking through the ceiling that is the top of the earth. All we have to do is water it and feed it occasionally. if we've got it inside. Outdoors, mainly, the weather, particularly at the moment, can do it for itself. But understand that all of this is happening all the time, all around you. Seeds are rooting and growing, and flowers are starting to bloom. They're opening themselves up. They're fulfilling their potential, and it's beautiful. What will you make today, I wonder? What decisions will you make? How will you choose to go forward? I'm your wolf today, Red Riding Hood. And I'm here to tell you that you have the ability and the resource of so much potential. All you have to do is walk the path through the woods. Find it. Get past it. And see how things change because it's happened. It can be a teeny weeny change, or it could be a spectacular change. Either is good. I'll see you tomorrow.